Welcome back. Just before 4:45 here on your Friday. We made it. We're getting you ready for what is hopefully going to be a long weekend for you as we get into the 4th of July holiday. Today, looking like yesterday, it is going to be brutal out there with near record heat. We did break a record yesterday. More on that in a second, but I have us up to about 99 today. A few of you might touch 100. The record at MSY is 100 degrees, so I doubt we break that, but we'll be close, within a degree or two of maybe tying that. And it doesn't matter whether you're here in the city or on the North Shore, out in the Bayou Parishes, or over in South Mississippi. It is going to be rough out there. The worst part, of course, is the humidity. Heat index values already sitting in the low 100s at the lakefront and the 90s here across the rest of the metro into Jefferson Parish. Everyone feels like the one teens today. Very similar to yesterday, as we see just awful heat index values all afternoon long. And if you're going to be out this evening, it still feels like the 100s. The sun goes down. There's just not a lot of relief. And we did it. Yesterday, we hit 100 degrees out at the airport, something that we do not do very frequently, and that just shows you the extent of this heat wave. Oftentimes we hit 98 and 99, but it seems like getting to 100 is hard to do, but we did it, and it was the first time since 2016 that we did hit 100 degrees. Now, if we hit 100 degrees again today, that's never happened before in the month of June. We've never hit it 2 times, 2 days in a row in the month of June. We've done that in July and August, only 2 other years. So that feat is extremely rare as well. So we'll see if we get there today. And the worst part yesterday, the heat index values, these were our highest numbers across the region. Look at poor Galliano. At one point, they felt like a 124 degrees. Buras felt like 120. New Orleans out at the airport felt like 119 at its hottest part of the day. Slidell 116 and LaPlace 114. These are extremely dangerous heat index numbers, whereas if you're out in it, you can certainly get heat stroke very easily. There is some improvements on the way. We'll be in the mid to upper 90s this weekend. Still going to be very hot and muggy this weekend. But next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've got an upper 80 in there. Never thought that would look so nice. But that does come with some rain chances, and it is still going to be muggy. So it'll still feel like the low 100s, just not as bad. So there's your 4th of July weekend forecast, Saturday through Tuesday. Getting a little bit, I don't even want to say cooler, but more manageable in the low 90s and increasing storm chances. I'll go with a 40% chance of some scattered storms in and around on Tuesday. Not a washout by any means, but maybe a few storms during the afternoon. And if you're going to be out Sunday evening for fireworks shows, it looks okay. If you're heading to the Florida beaches, rip currents, we're serious about this. It is deadly every single year. It's been extremely deadly this year. Rip currents are possible even when they're not flying the flags. I don't care what they say, the rip currents can happen, and high rip current risk in and around the Panama City Beach area, moderate risk near Destin, a little bit lower towards Pensacola, but it is still a possibility. And remember, if you get caught in a rip current, don't fight it and try to swim directly back. You got to swim parallel to the shoreline, get out of the rip current, and then swim back in. If you can't get out, escape it, you can float, tread water, and then start making all the commotion that you can to get on out of it. Once again, we are serious. That is very deadly every single year. Nothing to worry about in the tropics. That surface trough, probably not going to do much, but other than that, we're looking okay. There is your 7-day. After we get done with this record heat, Leslie, we're back in the mid-90s by early next week with some storms back in the forecast.